Hello, this is Bishop Frank Stewart and 1-2, Planting Seeds into Men. I'm always excited to come before you, men in particular, that are looking at this program, to be inspired and to be encouraged as a man. We have major issues in our society with men. So that's one of the reasons I'm taking time each week to plant a new seed into your thought patterns, into your mind, all right? So today, the seed is as follows. Never make a promise unless you have every intentions to keep it. If you can't keep it, notify the person before the event. In other words, your word, you've heard it most of your life, is your bond. And so we have great intentions sometimes, but sometimes things happen. Sometimes they're legitimate, sometimes they're not legitimate, but whatever the case, be it legitimate or not legitimate, that we can't keep the promise to a person, always give them a call if you can, at all possible. If you can, call them and say, I'm sorry, I can't make it. And do your best not to call them at the last moment when they have perhaps prepared themselves to do something. Now, this is particularly important when you're dealing with if you're married, your spouse, or if you have children. When you tell your spouse or your child something that you're going to do, that spouse or child is with all energies expecting you to come through. So it's really important that you keep their enthusiasm up and say, I'm sorry, I couldn't do this. Something came up. And then when you do give an I'm sorry, I can't do this, it's always good to have a legitimate reason why you couldn't do what you are going to do. What this does, gentlemen, this builds confidence in you as a man, see. And particularly with our children and our spouse, this builds confidence where when you speak, they listen. Now, if you don't cover yourself like I'm suggesting, when you speak, after a while, they're not going to listen. And then you're going to get upset because somebody is not paying any attention to you. And then you're going to feel like you're going to feel like you're disrespected. You're going to feel like you don't have the value as a man in relationship to this spouse or this child or a person. Now, there's some people that you don't even expect them to come through because they are so inconsistent in doing what they say they're going to do. So if they tell you that they're going to be there at a certain time or do certain things, you're not surprised at all when they don't show up because they are consistently inconsistent. And then there are other people that you expect because they're consistently consistent. And those people you put a lot of confidence in. You'll ask them to do things that are highly important. Those are the individuals that usually get appointed to good positions that the supervisor or the boss respects a tremendous amount because that supervisor, that boss, know that the person is going to come through. Guess what? God is the same way. God, when he gives you a command and tells you to do something, if you're faithful at doing it, he will give you greater responsibilities and greater rewards. So keep that in mind, men, brethren, young, old, middle-aged, whatever. Never make a promise unless you have every intention of keeping it. And if you can't keep it, do your best to notify the person that something has come up and you can't keep it. That is what makes your manhood become stabilized and respected. Remember this now, I have a email address. It's frankstewart@zcfla.org. frankstewart@zcfla.org. If you have any comments or suggestions, email me and I'm going to do my best to respond to you. God bless you, and we look forward to seeing you on the next time we have Planting Seeds into Men.